juvenile myelomonocytic leukemia. So what we want to do is basically find an inhibitor for this protein to see if we can actually treat these types of cancers. So this is a picture of what SHP2 looks like and its interaction with its natural substrate. Here's the active site of SHP2, and that is, SHP2 is a phosphatase, meaning its role is to dephosphorylate its substrate. That cross-looking thing that you see right there is a phosphate group. So what we want to do is we want to find an inhibitor that can fit into that pocket so it can block its activity with its substrate. So how did we start the project? We basically know that salicylic acids act as phosphotyrosine mimics, which is the substrate for SHP2. So we screened a small library of salicylic acids to see if we can come up with a drug that we can work with, and we found two molecules that look potent and interesting to us. The IC50 is basically a value that determines how potent the compound is. What we want to see is a low IC50 that can represent high activity. After we found these two molecules, we resynthesized them in our lab and we went to confirm their activity. And then we basically came up with the thiazolaminosalicylate acid scaffold, which is basically what you see here is the base structure of the compound. So the thiazolaminosalicylate acid is composed of a thiazole ring, an amine group, and a salicylic acid ring. So what we want to do is we want to make modifications to this molecule to see what modifications will give the best inhibitor for this protein. So here are two routes to start building the library of compounds. And the first route is mainly to build the salicylic acids, and the second route is to build another group of phosphotyrosine mimics called the carboxylic acids. Basically, we had to go through two different routes to come up with as many inhibitors as we could to see which ones would be the best ones, cover as many modifications as possible. So, with several compounds in the library made in our lab, we optimized the thiazolaminosalicylate acids, and we found out that the best optimizations are to basically leave the carboxylic acid in the meta position of this ring, leave the hydroxyl group in the pair position of this ring, and give lipophilic groups, especially this biphenyl group, to the thiazole ring. Lipophilic groups are basically any kind of organic compounds that are made only of carbon compounds, of carbon atoms. So, for example, two vancing rings are completely carbon, there are no other atoms. So, in conclusion, we found the previous compound that you saw to be a potent SHP2 inhibitor. We know that salicylic acids as well as carboxylic acids are known to act as phosphotyrosine mimics, which act as the substrate for SHP2, so we can block its activity. And building on lipophilic groups on the right-hand portion of the molecule are desirable for the activity of the inhibitors. And so what we essentially did was go from an activity of IC50 of 30 micromolar to a much lower and much more potent IC50 of 2.2 micromolar, as we saw in the last compound. So at this time, I would like to thank everyone who has funded me, everyone who has worked with me in the lab, all the people that made this project possible. And thank you.